Hello friends, welcome back to Ouroboros Tarot. Today's pick a card reading is a you versus them reading, and I have 3 piles for you guys to choose from. These readings were very specific today, so there may or may not be a message in this video for you today, and if there is, I'm looking forward to reading for you, and if it's not a hit for you today, I hope you find a video that does work for you. So the 3 piles that I have for you to choose from are pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Go ahead and pause this video. Take as much time as you need to find the pile that sits right with your energy as well as with your person's energy, and I will see you in a minute. Hello pile 1. So today's pick a card reading is a you versus them reading, and how we're going to do it is we're looking into how they're showing up in this connection currently, what their energy toward the connection is, as well as yours, what the connecting energies between the two of you are currently, as well as what each one of you is thinking, feeling, as well as what is shifting for the both of you, and the connecting energies between the two of you for all 3 of those things. So, to start, pile 1, person 1 is currently showing up energetically as the flamingo, sea serpent, and child orphan. The light attributes are independence based on learning to go it alone, conquering fear of surviving, and the shadow attributes are feelings of abandonment that stifle maturation, seeking inappropriate surrogate families. We also have for their energy toward the connection currently, number 12, a change in the wind. Person 2 is currently showing up in the energy of the snow leopard and the fennec fox, nightingale, and queen. The light attribute of the queen is radiates the regal feminine, uses her benevolent authority to protect others, and the shadow attributes are becomes arrogant when authority is challenged, controlling and demanding. And their current energy toward the connection, pile 1, is number 23, peace. And the connecting energies between the two of these people currently is the ring. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the flamingo person. I get the feeling that this person has really undergone some changes recently for the better. One thing that the flamingo mentions, one thing that's highlighted with the flamingo energy is where the flamingo gets its pink color, which is from its diet. So there is this element of you are what you eat. There is this element of perhaps this person really practicing discipline, perhaps in their diet, and how they're treating their body in the physical world, and how they're treating their mind or how they talk to themselves. There seems to be a change here in this person in their relationship with themselves, where they are becoming kinder to themselves and wanting to become a better person, wanting to grow and evolve. What they have been doing in the past has not been serving them, it's been holding them back. And it seems like they're recognizing this and making changes that are spilling over on into this connection. This does seem to be a connection that is long-standing, that has, or if it's not long-standing, this does not seem to be a connection that is in no contact, although I guess there is an element here of perhaps you're in a stage of no contact, but I see a lot of cycles here. But we'll get into that in a minute. Yeah, it seems like this flamingo person is kind of waking up to their own needs, their own wants, their own fears, and they're awakening to it for what seems like perhaps the first time, or perhaps they're finally feeling good enough about themselves to explore those feelings safely, and express their needs, or even express their needs to themselves. There's an element here of perhaps in the past this person having been out of touch with themselves, not having a relationship with themselves, and that seems to be coming to a close. And in becoming more in tune with themselves, they really seem to be understanding what it is that's going on for them, why they act the way that they do, what it is that they want, why they're afraid of the things that they're afraid of. It seems like they're challenging themselves. With the child orphan here, I do sense that perhaps there has been an element of hyper-independence with this flamingo person that has perhaps pushed the snow leopard away in the past, out of fear of abandonment, out of fear of being disappointed. And it seems like this person is kind of recentering themselves within their heart and no longer, like, it seems like they're acknowledging that, of course, independence is really important when it comes to connections, but hyper independence can be damaging. And with a change in the wind here, their energy toward the connection, there's several things. But actually, we'll get into what their energy toward the connection is in a minute after we get into the snow leopard. So I think what's interesting about both the snow leopard and the fennec fox is that both of these animals represent adaptability, represent changing in order to survive or in order to thrive in the environment that they're in. And it seems to me like this snow leopard person is changing as well, but more so in the sense of practicing radical acceptance of some kind. It seems like the snow leopard has really woken up recently to what it is that this connection can provide for them, what the limits of this connection are, what the boundaries of the flamingo are, and rather than fight against them or resist it or take it very personally, this snow leopard person seems to be coming into a phase where they're accepting where things are and they're thriving nonetheless in this connection because of it. It seems like the snow leopard really wants this connection to be successful in the way in which it's meant to be, not in the way in which they desired to have a certain outcome. It seems like they're letting go of their ego. And there, with the queen here, there may have been a time where this person really was having a difficult time being told no, or being told that what it is that they want they wouldn't be able to have. But it seems like they're coming out of that now, and they're more so in the light attributes of the queen, where they're accepting what's meant for them, and practicing gratitude and grace in the process. With the nightingale here, I feel as though this person has definitely communicated more of their feelings than the flamingo has. It seems like perhaps the snow leopard has expressed love for the flamingo, or just poured their heart out to the flamingo, and the flamingo seems like somebody who is very fearful of really deep emotions such as those. But it seems as though this snow leopard is doing it without a desired outcome, rather than to just speak their truth, rather than to just shower this person with love. And with peace here and a change in the wind, along with the ring, I get the feeling that this connection has gone through a lot of different lives, a lot of different cycles. Perhaps there's been a lot of up and downs or on and offs, but through and through, there's love here on both ends. Even if this flamingo has not verbalized it, the flamingo is waking up to it. The flamingo is understanding why this connection feels as important as it does. However, with a change in the wind here, the flamingo feels as though, or is in the energy of somebody who is still not necessarily being their most authentic self when it comes towards their energy toward the connection. There seems to be an element of fear here, or like perhaps walking on eggshells, or knowing that a big change is about to come, or feeling as though perhaps a new cycle is about to start and it makes them feel a little bit fearful, or ungrounded, unnerved in a sense. There's an element here of them feeling as though they don't have a lot of faith in the ground underneath them when it comes to this connection. And so they're focusing more so on themselves and grounding themselves because they don't necessarily know how this connection is going to go. The snow leopard person seems to acknowledge that cycle, those cycles that they keep going through, and is finally in a place in which they're practicing acceptance, practicing peace. They're okay with where things are at, and it doesn't really seem like if there's been arguments, bickering, or insecurities that have been spilling over into this connection, it seems like the snow leopard really doesn't want to give it the energy anymore, the energy of those negative things that are kind of dragging this connection down. And rather, it seems like the snow leopard is waving a white flag and allowing things to just be for the time being. But that's what I'm seeing so far. So let's go ahead and look into what it is that each one of these people is thinking when it comes to this connection. Okay, what is the flamingo thinking when it comes to this connection? Okay, so we have the Nine of Wands, the Devil, and Justice. Okay, and let's go ahead and get into what the snow leopard is thinking. What is the snow leopard thinking when it comes to this connection? Okay. We have the Chariot. What is the snow leopard thinking? We have the Queen of Cups. Oh, okay. And we have the Two of Pentacles. Okay. So let's start with the flamingo. The flamingo is thinking that this connection is, they don't want this connection to end. They're very worried about, like with the change in the wind here, I get the feeling that they feel as though changes are happening very, very soon, or something could set off the snow leopard and then suddenly they could be back in the position of a no contact type of situation. It seems like this flamingo person is kind of holding on to this connection because they feel very attached to this connection. But they want to work through that. I think for the first time, this flamingo person is acknowledging aspects of their shadow self that perhaps in the past was too painful to look at or caused them some shame or they were unaware of. And they're aware of those shadowy attributes now. They're aware of the parts of themselves that keep them chained to things that perhaps don't make them the happiest. And it seems like they're kind of viewing this connection right now through that lens of looking at it for everything that it is, its shadows and its light. And the flamingo seems to be wanting to find a balance in this connection in which there can be stable, solid ground. Like they desire for this connection to be grounded. And also for karmic cycles to come to a close, and for just that high vibrating love to be wrapped around this connection. When it comes to what the snow leopard is thinking, we have the Chariot, the Queen of Cups, and then the Two of Pentacles. This person is really trying their hardest to find balance and take things slow and allow things to unfold naturally, which seems to be it seems like the snow leopard really, really, really wants to just charge forward and continue on like a lovey-dovey path, but they're recognizing that perhaps there needs to be balance. And I think that's something that both parties are recognizing with Justice here and the Two of Pentacles. It seems like the flamingo is more so reflecting on the entire connection and how to find balance, whereas the snow leopard seems to be taking responsibility of their own actions and trying to find balance in that regard. Let's see how the flamingo is feeling. How is the flamingo feeling? Okay, so we have the King of Cups. We have Strength. And we have the Six of Cups. Okay. And let's go ahead and see how person 2 is feeling. How is the snow leopard currently feeling? Okay, we have the 10 of Cups reversed. Let's keep going. We have the Moon. And we have the Star. Okay. So, the flamingo's heart space seems to definitely be opened. And I think that this is definitely something that is newer for them. It seems like what I'm seeing here is that this person feels love. This person is feeling love and waking up to that fact, waking up to the fact that they love the snow leopard. And they're currently exploring this. They're treading cautiously through this emotional exploration. But their heart space is open for the first time. And I think that they're really having to show themselves some compassion right now, and really kind of try to hold themselves together in this, because these feelings seem to be really intense for this flamingo. In the sense of it's uncharted territory for them. But what I feel from these cards is that this person feels very warm inside, very warm and happy to have met the snow leopard. The Six of Cups is also a card of a soulmate connection. So this also gives me the feeling that this person feels as though this is something really profound. This is a very important connection to them. The snow leopard, I would say, feels the same way about the flamingo, but the snow leopard seems to be in a state of insecurity right now, feeling insecure for some reason, feeling as though perhaps they're the only ones. I don't think that the snow leopard realizes how the flamingo feels entirely. And I think that the snow leopard feels as though this might be unrequited. This might be a feeling in which it's too good to be true. There's an element here with the Moon of things not appearing as they are. And I get the feeling that the snow leopard is misinterpreting something here, and it's causing them some distress, and making them doubt what it is that their intuition is telling them, which is that this person cares for them deeply. Let's go ahead and see what's shifting for the flamingo. What's shifting for the flamingo? Okay, we have the Sun. We have Temperance. And we have the Star. This is pretty powerful. Let's see what's shifting for the snow leopard. What's shifting for the snow leopard in this connection? Okay, we have the Two of Swords, the High Priestess, and the Page of Swords. Okay. The flamingo is going through some some crazy changes, some really good, like, positive shifts. It seems like the shadow work that they're acknowledging needs to be done is happening for this person, and this person is really just wide open, like open to life, open to love. It seems as though they've healed past wounds. There's just a lot here indicating that this person's heart space is only going to expand with time. Something has happened, and I think it's through the act of self-love. This flamingo person seems to really be focusing on caring for themselves, taking care of themselves in some way. And it's coming through very strongly with what's shifting. These efforts that they're putting in are soon to be reaching them on a soul level. It's very beautiful. When it comes to the snow leopard, it seems like what I was talking about when it comes to how they're feeling and their intuition is being misguided right now. They're stepping back into their intuitive power. It seems like this person is really recognizing that their fears are overpowering their intuition at the moment, and they're taking their power back. It seems like this person is really enhancing their natural intuitive abilities. Most specifically when it comes to this connection, it seems like this person is going to be coming to some better, deeper, more accurate understandings of what's actually going on in this connection. Let's go ahead and see what the connecting energies are between the two of these people. What's the connecting energies between what the two of them are thinking? We have freedom. What are the connecting energies between what the two of them are feeling? We have self-esteem. And what's shifting for the both of them? What's the connecting energies? And we have change. Okay. And when it comes to freedom, it says, I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. I see that both parties are really taking control or taking responsibility for their own behavior in regards to this connection, so that both of these people can feel free while still loving one another. When it comes to what each one of them is thinking, we have feeling, we have self-esteem. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. Both of these people are waking. I think the flamingo absolutely is working on their self-esteem, but I think that the snow leopard is too. The snow leopard is figuring out ways in which to self-soothe, in which to be okay in the space that they have been given in any present moment. And both parties seem to really be developing their strengths, really seem to be showing themselves compassion when it comes to the mistakes that they're making or the uncharted territory that they're in. And then when it comes to what's shifting for the both of them, we have change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. This connection seems to be coming to a close in the sense of whatever karmic cycles we were talking about in the beginning are finally coming to a close. Like there's an evolutionary process that had begun a while ago, and it's finally nearing completion, in which both of these people are going to be vibrating and living at a much different level than they were in even the recent past. But yeah, let's go ahead and get you guys some advice. I'm going to go ahead and pull an affirmation for the flamingo specifically and an affirmation for the snow leopard specifically. What affirmation is there for the flamingo? I celebrate my progress. Awareness, not perfection, is the goal. And this person definitely seems like they're becoming aware of themselves and their shadow. And what is there for the snow leopard? I can forgive people quickly, release my resentment, and set myself free. Okay, well, this is what I'm seeing for you, pile one. If this resonated, I truly love hearing about how things resonate for you guys, so please share with us in the comment section. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so in my Etsy shop. I have the link in the description box as well as in a pinned comment in the comment section. But thank you so much, pile one, for giving me the chance to read for you today. And I hope that you subscribe, and I'll have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye! Hello, pile two. So today's pick a card reading is a you versus them reading. And essentially how we're going to do it is we're going to look into how each one of you is showing up, what your energies toward the connection are, what your connecting energies are. We'll also go ahead and look into what each one of you is thinking, feeling, and what's shifting, as well as what the connecting energies are for all three of those things. So, person one currently is showing up in this connection as the starfish and the oyster and the knight. The light attributes are loyalty, romance, and chivalry, a love of honor, and the shadow attributes are allegiance to a destructive ruler or principle, romantic delusions. And their energy toward the connection currently is number 19, flexible. Person two is currently showing up in this connection as the cheetah and the hawk. And the mentor. The light attribute is passing on wisdom and refining a student's character, and the shadow attributes are inability to allow the student to move on to the role of master, imparting false instruction. And their energy toward the connection currently is number 27, exchanging gifts. And the connecting energies between the two of you guys right now is agape. Okay. So this is definitely a connection that seems established, and if not established, definitely in contact. This is not a no contact situation, first and foremost. So if that is the kind of situation that you're in, I would say that this probably isn't your pile. But yeah, let's go ahead and get on into it. The keyword for the starfish is feeling, and my, oh my, do I see a lot of big feelings here from this starfish person. This starfish person is somebody who is incredibly intuitive and who probably navigates most of the world, most of life, but most especially this connection through their emotions, through their heart space. That's how they understand this connection. It seems like they definitely have their own gifts to bring to the table, things that they've realized about themselves that are special, that they want to share with the cheetah. And that's why I think the knight is here, with the light attributes being loyalty, romance, and chivalry. This person seems to be all in. This person seems to be somebody who is very giving of themselves, and very intuitive. I think you will know right away whether or not this is your pile, because this person, whoever this person is, if you're the cheetah and this is resonating, I would say there's really no question. Like I would be really surprised to hear that you're doubting this person right now, because it seems like their actions and their words are in alignment, and this person is genuinely all about the cheetah. And has a deep knowing that there is something very special about the connection that the two of you share. And I also get the feeling that for some of you, this oyster person might be somebody who doesn't necessarily show most people their inner world or who they are. There's this element of not being vulnerable with most people, and truly feeling as though them showing the cheetah who they are is a really special gift that's done so out of love. When it comes to the cheetah, I would say that the cheetah is much more in a I would say the starfish seems like they're like pretty much in a state of flow when it comes to this connection, and it seems like the cheetah isn't necessarily in a state of flow, but is definitely in the same kind of energy of being all in or really having a lot of desires when it comes to this connection. And because there's so many desires that the cheetah has, it seems like they are much more in the zone of wanting to control or wanting to do the right thing so that things fall into place exactly how it is that they desire. It seems like the cheetah is definitely waiting. Like I get the feeling that the cheetah might have more that they want to express to the starfish, or might want to move this connection along further or more quickly than it is. But they're biding their time. They're waiting until the right moment so that they can be successful in what it is that they want, whether or not that's what it is that they want to say or where they want this connection to go. And so even though they have this really strong desire or this end goal in mind, they're really looking at this connection from a big picture standpoint. With the hawk here, one thing that it talks about, well, there's two things that it talks about. It's looking at things from a bigger perspective, seeing the entire picture, and also divine messages. And I see both of those things here, of this person having some more information that they want to share, but also looking at the bigger picture. I get the feeling with mentor here that this person may have, there's a couple of things that I'm picking up on. One, this person may have more experience when it comes to love and relationships, although that doesn't necessarily have to be the case. The biggest thing that I'm picking up on with this mentor energy is that the starfish is really learning a great deal from the cheetah. Whether the cheetah realizes it or not, the starfish is kind of taking or following the cheetah's lead. When it comes to what the energy toward the connection is that this starfish person is putting out, we have flexible. So this is telling me again that the starfish is somebody who is following the lead, who is willing to do whatever it takes in order for this connection to go smoothly, in order for things to move along nicely, in order for there to be peace. They seem to view this connection as something very, very important and something that is not all about them. And because it's not all about them, they have to be willing to compromise. And this seems to be something that the starfish is willing to do. When it comes to the cheetah, their energy toward the connection is exchanging gifts. This cheetah seems to be in more of a masculine energy, where they want to do things. They want to take this connection by the reins and decide where it goes. And I would say that this is also a really good indicator of the both of them being on the same page or on the same level when it comes to what it is that they're desiring. And what I see is expansion, is growth. When it comes to the connecting energies, we have agape. This is love. This is eternal love. This is the purest form of love. These two people love each other. These two people feel deeply connected to one another. There's nothing here indicating that one person's fears are getting in the way. I'm not seeing anything like that. It seems like both of these people are in alignment with one another, and that alignment, that vibration that they're in alignment with is love. But let's go ahead and see what comes through for what it is that they're thinking. So what is it that the starfish person is currently thinking? Okay. We have the Ace of Wands, the Seven of Cups, what are they currently thinking? And the Ace of Cups. Okay. And let's see what the cheetah is thinking. I'm going to move this so that we can see the starfish. Okay, what is it that the cheetah is currently thinking? Okay, we have the Three of Pentacles. What is the cheetah currently thinking? The Ace of Wands as well. Okay, and we have the Devil reversed. Interesting. Okay. So, what is the Starfish thinking? The Starfish is just, they're seeing this connection and they're thinking, oh my gosh, like this, like there's so much inspiration here. There's so much like emotional overflow here that this person is feeling. And honestly, I just get this daydreamy kind of energy is what I'm picking up on when it comes to what they're thinking. This person is definitely daydreaming a lot about this connection and all the ways in which it can go. And there's really no right or wrong way in which this connection could go as long as it continues moving forward in this person's eyes. When it comes to the cheetah person, it seems like they too feel a great deal of inspiration, a great deal of excitement, a great deal of desire, but they also are under the impression that this is a very healthy connection, which perhaps is something that the cheetah person hasn't really experienced before, but it seems like this is something that there's not codependency here. This is something where they're viewing it as the two of you are working together actively, rather than one person is giving more than the other, etc., or one person is harming the other person and that person isn't leaving because of wounds that they haven't healed and they're not recognizing it. Things like that. They're just understanding that there's something very special about this connection that is very healthy and positive and inspiring. Let's go ahead and look into how the Starfish is feeling. Okay, we have the Hanged Man. As soon as it came out, the first word in my head was trust. There's an element of trust here that they have for the cheetah. We also have the Eight of Pentacles. How are they currently feeling? How's the Starfish currently feeling? And we have the Queen of Wands. Okay. Let's go ahead and see how the cheetah's currently feeling. How's the cheetah currently feeling? We have the Hermit. The Lovers. And the Knight of Swords. Okay. So, it seems like the Starfish is feeling very patient, very calm, relaxed, confident in how things are going, sure of where things are headed, sure of what it is that they want. They feel very okay with the work that needs to be put in. There's a huge element of feeling patient here and feeling happy to just be along for the ride and not necessarily needing an outcome, a specific outcome, whereas the cheetah seems to be in a more impatient feeling right now. It seems like the cheetah has a desire to merge this connection closer together than what it is right now. They feel as though there's too much distance between the cheetah and the Starfish, and they would like to close that distance. There's definitely a strong desire here for rapid movement, for things to move along much more faster. The cheetah person seems to be feeling a desire for a specific outcome. So I think that's where these two differ, is in their emotions. Like the emotion is the same, but one is outcome based, like the desire is outcome based, whereas with the Starfish, it's more just the experience of it all is just wonderful for them. Let's see what's shifting for the Starfish. What's shifting? Okay, we have the Page of Wands. We have the Knight of Swords now coming out for the Starfish. Okay, what's shifting for the Starfish? And we have Death. Okay. And what's shifting for the cheetah? What's shifting for the cheetah? We have the World. Shifting for the cheetah. We have the Eight of Cups. Okay, and we have the Knight of Cups. Okay, I think it's interesting that we had the Knight of Swords here for how this cheetah person is feeling, and now in terms of what's shifting, we have the Knight of Swords down here for the starfish. It seems like the starfish is, what's shifting for the starfish is kind of like an acknowledgement or a recognition that this cheetah person needs a quicker outcome or a different approach to the connection. And it seems like this person is willing to do it. This person is willing to transform certain aspects of themselves or certain aspects of the connection in order to move this connection along faster. With the Page of Wands here, the word that I heard when it came out, or the word that I thought of when it came out, was expansion. This person seems to be expanding on their horizons. And honestly, very much willing to explore other alleys, other avenues that perhaps they hadn't thought of before, that the cheetah person has. And then the cheetah person seems to be letting go of this need to control when it comes to, I would say, like their mental energy. It seems like they're stepping back from wanting a certain outcome, from thinking of a certain outcome, and rather they're stepping into their heart space. They're starting to slow down. They're starting to perhaps even remove or end cycles that they've been going through within their own life. Let's go ahead and see what the connecting energies between the two of these people are. Okay. What are both of them thinking? We have worry, and it says, I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. And I think that I don't necessarily think that either one of these people is worrying. I think that they've recognized that worrying doesn't change an outcome. Both of these people seem to be more solution focused rather than fear focused. What is it that they're feeling? We have indecision reversed. And it says, I use my intuition in all aspects of life. And it seems like what's happening right now between the two of these people is that both people are going about things in the way in which feels natural to them. So for the cheetah, it feels very natural to go quickly. And for the starfish, it feels very natural to just feel how you're feeling in the moment and just be in the moment. And neither one of those is a wrong or a right way to go about it. It's just, I think, how both of these people have always gone about things. And with indecision here, I get the feeling that both people might be feeling as though what it is that they're trying to do when it comes to their feelings, when it comes to how they go about this, is being kind of slowed down or prevented in some kind of way because there's resistance on the other end in whichever direction you look at it. And then what's shifting for the both of them? What's shifting? We have freedom. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. Yeah, it seems like there's just more happiness on the way. This has been a very positive reading. But let's go ahead and get an affirmation for the starfish first. What affirmation is there for the starfish? Okay. I see grace and possibility in all of life's challenges. And what about the cheetah. What affirmation is there for the cheetah? Okay. When I lead from a place of love, people respect me. All right, pile 2. Well, that's what I'm seeing for you today. If this resonated, I love hearing about how things resonated. So please feel free to share in the comment section. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can do so in my Etsy shop. I have the link in my description box, as well as in a pinned comment in the comment section. So feel free to check that out. But thank you so much, pile 2, for giving me the chance to read for you. And I hope that you subscribe so that I'll have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye. Hello, pile 3. So today's pick a card reading is a you versus them reading. And essentially how it goes is we are going to look into how both of you are showing up, what your energies toward the connection is, what the connecting energy between the two of you is currently, as well as how each one of you is thinking, feeling, and what's shifting for the both of you, as well as what the connecting energies between all 3 of those things are. So, person 1 is currently showing up in this connection as the platypus, and the camel, and the child wounded. The light attributes are awakens compassion and desire to serve other wounded children, opens the learning path of forgiveness. And the shadow attributes are blames all dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds, resists moving on through forgiveness. And their energy toward the connection currently is number 8, community. Person 2 is currently showing up in this connection as the hawk, the moth, and the child magical. The light attribute is seeing the potential for sacred beauty in all things, the belief that everything is possible. And the shadow attributes are pessimism, depression, and disbelief in miracles, believing that energy and action are not required for growth. And their energy toward the connection currently is TikTok, number 30. And the connecting energies between the 2 of these people is the tear. Okay. So this definitely seems like a connection that has gone through an ending of some kind, or is going through a rough patch of some kind. There's an element here with the tear as the connecting energy of 2 people who are in mourning, of this connection being mourned in some way, of there being a release of something. So this is definitely a pile in which this is a no contact situation, or there's distance, or something like that that's going on. So if that's not what's happening in your partnership, or in your whatever it is, your relationship, this probably isn't your pile. But that's what I'm seeing for the connecting energies immediately, is that there is an ending or release of some kind that is causing the both of you to mourn what has happened, what has been lost, what has been released. Let's go ahead and start with the platypus. It seems like the platypus person, honestly, I'm getting the feeling, I'm just going to say what I'm getting the feeling based on what I'm seeing here. I get the feeling that the platypus person didn't meet the expectations of the hawk in some way. The hawk represents, especially in this deck, the key word here is house, but it represents monogamy. This is a monogamous animal that goes back to its partner every season. And the platypus, the key word for the platypus is difference. And the platypus is an animal that is incredibly different and very unique in comparison to other animals. And scientists have had a difficult time in the past classifying this particular animal because they're so unique, they're so different. And I get the feeling that the platypus's unique traits were something that the hawk seems to be feeling as either a threat or as either dishonest, when I get the feeling that the platypus is simply being themselves, and the hawk hasn't necessarily realized the truth of who the platypus is, and rather it still seems to me as though the hawk is kind of having a hard time practicing acceptance currently for the situation at hand. But the platypus person, I get the feeling that perhaps, and this will only be for a select few of you, but with the direct mention of monogamy here for the hawk, I get the feeling that for some of you, this could be a disappointment in the sense of the platypus was not looking for a monogamous relationship. But I get the feeling that it's not because the platypus wants to play the hawk, but rather that's simply who the platypus is as a person. The platypus doesn't have a desire for that, if that is, your specific case. But I get the feeling that the platypus is really just at home with themselves, really self-reliant on themselves, really okay with where things are. They're obviously, with the tear here, both parties are in a state of mourning right now. But the platypus seems to be further along on this journey of accepting where things have gone and accepting who they are. And it doesn't necessarily seem like this platypus is willing to change when it comes to who they are on like a soul level. And yeah, I get the feeling that right now this platypus person is simply trying to heal from this connection, is trying to let go of any ill feelings that they have toward the hawk, and also let go of any ill feelings or regrets that they have within themselves. This person seems to really be focusing on being okay in their skin again, being okay with the decisions that they've made, being okay with where things are at. And with community here, I would say that this person is, when it comes to their energy toward the connection, I would say that this person is actively seeking out communities, such as their family or their friends, wherever it is that they feel safest, wherever it is that they feel as though they can be most like themselves. That's where they are right now. They're really trying to regroup, to ground themselves. When it comes to the hawk, I get the feeling that the hawk is still ruminating over this connection. The hawk is still disappointed in the platypus, is still wishing things would be different, is feeling a lot of discomfort, and perhaps is wanting to try to find a way in which to quickly fix that discomfort, ease that discomfort. And I get the feeling with the child magical here that perhaps there is a little bit of like a depressive state for this hawk, but really the biggest thing that I'm getting is that perhaps this hawk is really trying to create a version of the platypus that simply does not exist, and it seems like the hawk might be refusing to let that version of them that they created go. And with TikTok here being the energy toward the connection, I get the feeling that the hawk really doesn't feel as though they've made a whole lot of progress when it comes to healing or moving on or taking some steps forward. Whatever the case may be, it seems like the hawk feels stuck. The hawk feels stuck in the past. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Let's go ahead and look into what each one of these people is thinking. What is the platypus thinking when it comes to this connection? Okay, we have the Nine of Swords. What are they thinking when it comes to this connection? The Queen of Wands and the World. Okay. And let's go ahead and look into what the hawk is thinking. What is the hawk currently thinking when it comes to this connection? Okay, we have the Ten of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords. Okay. So when it comes to what the platypus is thinking, the platypus, I think, is somewhat concerned. Like, this is something that, even though they're practicing acceptance, even though they are being who they are and being honest with themselves about who they are, being honest with themselves about what they want, there's an element here that's keeping them up at night. This hasn't been an easy process for the platypus at all. This isn't something that the platypus takes lightly. But also at the same time, the platypus seems to be stepping into a period of self-empowerment in which they want old cycles within themselves to come to a close finally, and for them to be able to step into their power. When it comes to the hawk, this person seems to be coming to a realization of some kind in which they're maybe not even, I don't even know if they're really awake to this yet, but it seems like they are at a battle within themselves. This is what's going on inside their head. There's a battle within themselves of continuing to think about what if or what was and accepting what is. It seems to be like a loop that's going on in their mind right now. Let's see what each one of these people's feeling. What is the platypus currently feeling? Okay, we have the Two of Pentacles. What are they currently feeling? What's the platypus currently feeling? Okay, we have the Ten of Cups. This is interesting because we have the Ten of Cups and the Two of Pentacles here, and now we have it again for what the platypus is feeling. What are they feeling? And we have the 10. This is it's so fascinating because it's like, it's essentially the same message. These two people are both struggling with well, this person, while the hawk seems to be more so in their head about, like, they're ruminating, the platypus seems to be mourning, to be feeling all of their feelings all at once, to be feeling the loss of something that was so wonderful, so beautiful, to be feeling love for this hawk, like there's still love here, but at the same time to be feeling the burden of what's going on right now. This person feels really burdened by the heartache that they feel. Let's go ahead and look into what it is that the hawk is feeling. What's the hawk currently feeling? Okay, we have the Three of Wands, the Two of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. It seems to me like the hawk person is unwilling to feel. The hawk person is still very much in their heart space for the platypus and is very much so holding on, like keeping the light on for the platypus. That's what I would say. The hawk person is not letting go. Is holding on, is wanting to come forward, has a desire to bring this back into union. Let's see what's shifting for the camel. What's shifting for the platypus? Same thing. What's shifting for the platypus? We have the Hierophant. We have the Ten of Pentacles and the Hanged Man. Interesting. And what's shifting for the hawk? Okay. We have the Seven of Cups. This is okay. We have, this is funny. Okay. We have the Hermit and we have the Ace of Swords. Okay, so it seems like the tables are kind of turning. When it comes to the platypus, it seems like the platypus might be open to, or might be realizing that perhaps they've been a little bit stubborn in their ways, in their differences. Like, I get the feeling that They might be realizing, or they might be shifting their perspective from one where everything has to be different than the status quo to one where it's okay to explore things that maybe society would deem normal. It's okay to explore those if that's something that genuinely makes your heart sing. There's just an element here of them kind of recognizing that compromise is perhaps a thing that is needed, especially if they still feel this love for the hawk, especially if they feel that. There may be a need to compromise. There may be a need to look further into the future. There may be a need to perhaps allow things to unfold naturally rather than really want things to look and feel a certain way at any given moment. I think it's interesting because the hawk seems to be the hawk seems to be releasing what they've been refusing to release, to finally allow that mourning process to actually begin, or to kind of snowball, I guess. And suddenly what's shifting for the hawk is that there's opportunities, there's space that the hawk is giving themselves, and there's new realizations that the hawk is having that perhaps they didn't see up until now. The hawk seems to be going through a huge perspective shift. And because there's this huge perspective shift, new opportunities are coming into alignment with the perspective that the hawk is taking on. Let's go ahead and see what's the connecting energies between the two of them in terms of what they're thinking. What are they both thinking? Okay, we have failure. Okay, and it says, I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. I think that both parties are, I would say that the hawk more so than the platypus is recognizing that a mistake has been made in some way, shape, or form. I think that both of them have recognized this, but the hawk is really like tuning in on this, or honing in on it, and looking for a quick fix, whereas the platypus is recognizing that there's been a mistake that's been made and is trying to reflect and step into their power because of the mistake that's been made. What is it that they're both feeling? What's the connecting energies for feelings? We have gratitude. There's an element here, I think, of forgiveness, of looking back on this connection. And it says here, I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. There's an element of looking back on this and reminiscing and feeling the good feelings that were once felt. And what's shifting for the both of them? What's the connecting energies in terms of what's shifting? We have purpose. I know what I am here to do. It seems like both parties are shifting to the path that they're meant to be on. Let's go ahead and get an affirmation for the platypus. Every cell in my body is conscious and communicates with each positive thought I have. Let's go ahead and get one for the hawk. What affirmation is there for the hawk? What affirmation is there for the hawk? Creativity flows from me. I am a divine creator. All right, pile 3. Well, this is what I'm seeing for you today. Please feel free to share if any of this resonated. I love hearing about it. I love reading about it. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can do so in my Etsy shop. The link is in my description box, as well as in a pinned comment in the comment section. Thank you so much, pile 3, for giving me the chance to read for you today. And I hope that you'll subscribe so that I'll have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye.